Hermeticism is a philosophical and religious tradition founded in ancient Greece that stresses the importance of understanding the divine as manifested through nature. It emphasizes the use of metaphor, allegory, and nonlinear thinking in understanding the universe. The sacred texts of Hermeticism are known as Hermetic Code or Corpus Hermeticum. They include works on cosmology, magic, metaphysics, divination, and Egyptian hieroglyphs. These texts were compiled near the end of the 1st century AD by a group of Greek scholars who called themselves the Ptolemaic dynasty after the pharaoh who sponsored their work. Though it has gone largely unrecognized for centuries, Hermeticism has profoundly influenced Western thought. Many philosophical ideas that are fundamental to Western thinking were first formulated within its frameworks, such as the belief in individual freedom and responsibility, the concept of karma, and postmodern skepticism about truth. Introduction. Hermeticism is a philosophical and religious tradition that has its roots in ancient Egypt. It is also known as Hermetism, which refers to the teachings attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, a legendary figure that was believed to be both a god and a wise man. The tradition of Hermeticism spans thousands of years and has influenced many different cultures throughout history. One of the central aspects of Hermetic philosophy is the idea that hidden knowledge or wisdom can be attained through various means such as meditation, ritual practices, research, and study. This knowledge includes insights into the nature of reality, human consciousness, and divine mysteries. Several famous quotes from influential figures in the world of Hermeticism provide insight into these ideas. As above, so below. This quote emphasizes the idea that there is a connection between what happens on earth and what happens in heaven or on higher planes of existence. All things come from one thing. This quote suggests that everything in existence comes from one source or origin. The lips of wisdom are closed, except to the ears of understanding. This phrase highlights the importance of having true understanding before accessing deeper knowledge or wisdom. Whatever exists must first be imagined. This statement underscores how imagination plays a critical role in manifesting reality. That which is below corresponds to that which is above, and that which is above corresponds to that which is below. This quote explains how all things are connected through their interdependence with each other at different levels or dimensions. True alchemy lies within transmuting yourself. Here one observes emphasis placed on personal transformation as the key for those seeking greater spiritual enlightenment via Hermetic methods. Nature does not hurry, yet everything gets accomplished. A reminder bestowed by Lao Tzu regarding patience emphasizes persistence toward any goals one sets one's mind upon. These quotes offer a tiny glimpse into some aspects of Hermetic thought processes, but they are indicative enough for one willing to delve further down this rabbit hole. 1. As above, so below. This interpretation of the Emerald Tablet, a brief and enigmatic Hermetic text, was first found in an Arabic source from the late 8th or early 9th century, as it appears in its most extensively disseminated medieval Latin translation, and has become a well-known modern paraphrase. What is above is similar to what is below, and what is below is similar to what is above. The Arabic original, which translates from rather than similar to, is not rendered by the Latin version's unusual paraphrase. The Kybalian's anonymous author and well-known contemporary occultists like Helena P. Blavatsky, 1831–1891, co-founder of the Theosophical Society, and William W. Atkinson, 1862–1922, founding member of the New Thought movement, who both used the phrase, gave it life, and it became a common saying in New Age circles. The verse is frequently interpreted by philosophers and scientists as a reference to the purported influences of heavenly physics on earthly occurrences. It would encompass more complex astrological impacts as well as the influences of the sun and moon on the seasons and tides, respectively. Another widely accepted explanation of the verse is that it alludes to the structural parallels, or correspondences, between the macrocosm, from the Greek makros cosmos, the big world, the universe in its entirety, considered to be the ultimate living being, and the element of the microcosm, derived from Greek mikros cosmos, the tiny world, the human being, taken as a scaled-down universe. The most pertinent philosophical systems are those of ancient Greece and the Hellenistic period. Notable campaigners of these systems include Anaximander, c. 610 c. 546 BCE, Plato, c. 428 or 424 c. 348 BC, the Hippocratic writers, late 5th or early 4th century BCE and beyond, the Stoics, and others, 3rd century BCE and so on. 2. All things come from one thing. The quote, all things come from one thing, is a fundamental idea in Hermeticism. This philosophical and religious tradition originated in ancient Egypt and was later developed by the Greeks. This statement encapsulates the belief that everything has a common origin or source, often referred to as the one or the all. Hermeticism emphasizes the interconnectedness of all aspects of existence, physical, spiritual, and mental. The concept of unity is central to its teachings, with practitioners striving to connect with the divine through meditation, contemplation, and study. One way in which Hermeticism expresses this idea is through its understanding of creation. According to Hermetic thought, all material objects comprise different combinations of elements such as earth, air, fire, and water, each of which originates from a single primal substance. This notion can also be applied to human beings themselves. They are all composed of atoms that were once part of stars billions of years ago. From a cosmic perspective, then, it could be said that they too have their origins rooted in one thing. Furthermore, this idea speaks not only about human origins but also about their interdependence on each other. Each individual contributes his unique set of experiences, mindset, and personality towards collective consciousness, thus making him stronger than ever before. In essence, all individuals become contributors toward humanity's growth. Overall, the quote, all things come from one thing, highlights how Hermeticism views reality as being unified rather than fragmented into separate pieces. It reminds all that despite their perceived differences or separateness, they share a common origin tying them together. 3. The lips of wisdom are closed, except to the ears of understanding. There is no question that the primordial Hermetic teachings are the source of even the oldest doctrines. The concepts and ideas in this work are founded on the premise that the body and mind vibrate at the same frequency as the universe. By viewing the universe from this standpoint, one can unlock the several doors of the intellectual and psychic temple and comprehend the real nature of the universe. Those lacking this master key are left with the option of unsuccessfully knocking on the temple's numerous doors. It leaves individuals with such a strong impression of residing in high vibration, which they have all encountered at some point in their lives. One may presume he is not in the high vibration state that would enable him to transmute such thoughts and ideas into actuality. Rather, he is in the low vibration state where he leads life merely reacting to events, stuck in continuing to work for someone else's vision, and fulfilling aspirations that are not his own. That is why people may not resonate with the doctrines and lessons of various faiths such as Christianity, Judaism, or Islam, which are all closely linked to the Hermetic teachings. The ability to manage and act out will allow people to experience what multitudes of generations of human existence have already encountered. Once individuals become conscious of the high vibration state, they will know that throughout their life, they will vibrate among highs and lows, and that the human species have already created mechanisms that enable them to participate in these life experiences, excitement, fear, joy, pain, pleasure, etc., and how humans want to react will depend on them. 4. Whatever exists must first be imagined. This Hermeticism quote, whatever exists must first be imagined, tells about the power of human imagination in shaping reality. At its core, this quote suggests that all things, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, originate from a thought or idea within the mind. This statement is particularly poignant when one considers the world around him. From buildings and machines to laws and social norms, everything people experience in life begins as a concept within someone's imagination. The ability to imagine something new is what drives progress and innovation forward. It allows individuals to conjure up novel solutions to old problems, create entirely new technologies, and envision a brighter future for themselves and those around them. Of course, not every thought that enters human minds becomes a reality. Some ideas are quickly and abruptly dismissed as impractical or unrealistic. However, even these fleeting thoughts can have value as they contribute to a person's creative process by expanding his understanding of what's possible. Moreover, while imagination may be necessary for creation, it is not sufficient on its own. Bringing ideas into existence requires hard work, dedication, and often collaboration with others who share one's vision. It implies taking risks and putting oneself out there despite the possibility of failure, which can be unnerving but ultimately rewarding if done right. Ultimately, whatever exists must first be imagined highlights the incredible potential of human creativity and the importance of perseverance in making those dreams a reality. By embracing human imaginations wholeheartedly and working tirelessly towards achieving their goals, people can shape the world in ways beyond anything they've ever dreamed possible. 5. That which is below corresponds to that which is above, and that which is above corresponds to that which is below. The ancient Hermetic phrase that which below corresponds to that which is above, and that which above corresponds to that which is below is a cornerstone of Hermeticism, the ancient spiritual and philosophical system that has been passed down through the ages and still influences many today. The phrase itself is a metaphor for the idea of unity and interconnectedness between all things. It speaks to the idea that everything in the universe is connected and that by understanding the relationships between things, people can gain insight into their own lives and the world around them. The phrase is often used to refer to the idea that human actions affect the world around them and that their thoughts and beliefs can influence their lives and the lives of those around them. The phrase is also used to remind individuals that they are all part of the same cosmic unity and that their actions can affect the universe as a whole. It encourages them to see the beauty and interconnectedness of all things and to recognize that they are all part of a greater whole. The phrase is also often used as a call to action, reminding people that they can create positive change in the world. It encourages them to think of their actions as part of a larger whole and recognize that their choices can affect the entire universe. At its core, the phrase expresses the idea that all things are connected, and that human actions can affect the universe as a whole. By recognizing the interconnectedness of all things, one can gain insight into one's life and the world around him. By understanding the relationships between things, people can create positive change in their lives and the lives of those around them. 6. True alchemy lies within transmuting yourself. True alchemy is an ancient practice that has been around for centuries and is often associated with turning lead into gold. While this may be the most famous example of alchemy, the practice is much more than that. True alchemy is the art of transmuting oneself, transforming oneself into one's highest potential. Hermeticism, an ancient philosophical and spiritual system, provides individuals with a framework for understanding true alchemy. Hermeticism teaches that four main principles are essential for successful alchemy: as above, so below; as within, so without; everything is connected, and nothing is impossible. The first of these principles, as above, so below, states that what happens in the spiritual realm affects the physical realm and vice versa. It suggests that if persons want to achieve true alchemy, they need to work on both the spiritual and physical aspects of themselves. The second principle, as within, so without, states that what happens inside of human beings affects the world around them. It implies that if people want to achieve true alchemy, they need to be mindful of their thoughts, feelings, and beliefs and confirm that these elements align with individuals' highest potential. The third principle, everything is connected, states that all of existence is interconnected. It infers that true alchemy requires persons to recognize their oneness with the universe and align themselves with the flow of life. The fourth principle, nothing is impossible, states that everything is possible. It denotes that no matter human current situation or circumstances, individuals can achieve true alchemy if they commit to doing the work. So, if someone wants to achieve true alchemy, he needs to remember the four Hermetic principles: as above, so below; as within, so without; everything is connected, and nothing is impossible. Following these principles can unlock one's highest potential and achieve true alchemical transformation. As the Hermetic saying goes, the true alchemist is the one who can transmute himself. 7. Nature does not hurry, yet everything gets accomplished. Nature is an embodiment of both power and serenity. Hermeticism, an ancient philosophical tradition, states that nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. This quote is often used to remind individuals to stay grounded in the present moment and to trust the natural process of life. Hermeticism is a system of thought that focuses on understanding the universe's hidden truths and how they relate to the individual. It emphasizes the importance of understanding the natural laws that govern the universe and how they can be used to bring out the best in the individual. The quote serves as a reminder to trust in the natural process of life and recognize that it can take time for a desired outcome to manifest. It may seem like human goals are taking a long time to achieve, but nature never rushes; it has its timeline and rhythm that it follows. The quote also emphasizes the importance of staying in the present moment and embracing its characteristics. One can trust that the universe is unfolding exactly as it should and that desired outcomes will come to fruition in due time. The quote also invites people to practice patience and acceptance. They may not always understand why something has to take a certain amount of time, but it is important to trust that the natural order of life will bring people what they need when the time is right. The quote encourages people to be mindful of their thoughts, actions, and surroundings. One can take comfort in knowing that the universe is working in one's favor and that everything will fall into place as it should. Nature does not hurry, yet everything gets accomplished. Hermeticism is an excellent philosophy that allows people to recognize the power and the peace of nature. The quote reminds all to trust in the process, to stay in the present moment, and to practice patience and acceptance. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. 8. Conclusion. John Everard used the phrase Hermetic in his 1650 publication of the Pomander of Hermes English translation. The Heavenly Pomander and other works were written by Hermes Trismegistus, who lived before Moses. He earned the moniker of Trismegistus or Mercurius to Maximus, which means thrice strongest intelligencer. He was the initial intelligencer who imparted holy and celestial knowledge to humans by inscriptions. In the Western esoteric school, Hermes Trismegistus, sometimes known as the thrice great Hermes, is a prominent character who emerged from the merging of the Egyptian and Greek spiritual philosophies. He is the creator of Hermetic language and the classic hermit's emblem. The conventional hermit is a figure who has isolated himself from other men to lead a life of hardship. The hermit symbolizes the aspiration to withdraw from the material world to concentrate on the inner world. He searches for solutions and knows they can only arrive through solitude and tranquility. All humans reach a point in life where they start to doubt the apparent. They sense the existence of a deeper reality and start looking for it. Because the majority of the solutions lay within themselves rather than in the outside world, it is mostly an inward journey. In a tarot reading, the hermit frequently denotes the need for solitude and a reflective period free from interruptions. He represents the calm ambience that needs to be established for balance during moments of action and a great vibe. He may also say that for the time being, it is best to retire or retreat. The hermit can also stand for searching in general, particularly for a greater understanding of the essence of a given scenario. People are advised to seek and they shall find. Therefore, the hermit also represents direction. Intelligent instructors can educate individuals. Accordingly, they advance and